Gary Neville is the biggest hypocrite in football history. Despite being the self-proclaimed man of the people, he was spotted in bloody Davos for the World Economic Forum, which, frankly speaking, constitutes a crime against humanity. For those of you unaware of what goes down in Davos, it's essentially a place where a group of elites gather together in order to manipulate global events for their own benefit. Although hundreds of public sessions are planned out over the course of this annual 4-day conference, the real trouble lies in the secretive backroom meetings, which involves wealthy and morally bankrupt individuals, such as Neville himself. One such example of an interaction that took place this week was between Neville and Shelley Zales, a woman who owns an LA-based company called the Female Quotient. They're the ones who are responsible for shoving feminism down our throats at every turn by using the media to set about an anti-masculine narrative. She even founded a group called the Girls' Lounge, which was apparently her answer to what's known in the Western world as the Boys' Club. These motherfuckers essentially use global uncertainty as a guise to take away rights, with the pandemic, lockdown and vaccine mandates used to consolidate power and undercut individual sovereignty being the biggest example of this. The worst part is, when Neville was spotted at Davos by Avi Yemeni, an Australian-Israeli journalist working for Rebel News, who are a popular Canadian publication, he attempted to shamelessly weasel his way out of the situation by dodging pertinent questions. When asked about the likes of Trump, Musk and the UK child grooming scandal, Neville stated that he had no comment. This coming from a bloke who usually can't keep his fucking mouth shut, by the way. When pressed again by the journalist about his silence, given he's normally a political person, Neville decided to bullshit through his teeth and state he's not interested in politics, even though his dream is to become the mayor of Manchester. After doing some digging into the situation, I found out that Neville attended the event as a partner for Cancelo, an organization that provides counsel to the most senior business leaders around the world, or in other words, helps protect powerful people from being brought to justice. That's not all. Neville's even a chairman of their UK branch, so his influence extends beyond just being a football pundit on Sky. In regards to football itself, Neville has a seemingly endless list of transgressions, namely, telling every club to give managers time, but sacking them without batting an eyelid at Salford City, talking about morality while accepting Qatari blood money to work at the World Cup, using cronyism to land a job at a club as big as Valencia despite having no managerial experience, spending a decade kissing the Glazers' arse before deciding to turn against them once a conflict arose between the club and his hotel, which is situated right next to Old Trafford, forcing Mark Clattenburg to resign from his role as a refereeing consultant at Forest through bullying in the press, turning the screws on Liverpool for questioning refereeing integrity after the worst disallowed goal of all time for Luis Diaz against Tottenham, and starting a YouTube channel called The Overlap with the sole intention of promoting Sky Bet, a gambling platform which has ruined lives up and down the UK. It's a damn shame no one else is reporting on this, because truth be told, it's time for Gary Neville to be exposed for the dogshit human being he is. I'm sick to death of the bloke and can't stand his false image of being some sort of model citizen. Subscribe if you liked the video and don't if you thought it was shite. Peace.